The cerebral cortex is the outer layer of brain responsible for the most complex mental functions such as thinking and planning. The brainstem is the oldest and central core of the brain, beginning where the spinal cord swells as it enters the skull. It is responsible for automatic survival functions. The medulla begins where the spinal cord enters the skull. It controls heartbeat and breathing. The reticular formation is responsible for the sleep/wake cycle. It is a finger-shaped network of neurons inside the brainstem between the ears. The pons plays a key role in sleeping and dreaming. The cerebellum are two rounded structures extending from the rear of the brainstem. It coordinates voluntary movement. The thalamus receives almost all incoming sensory info, organizes it, and relays it to the cortex. It receives info from all the senses except smell.
The basal ganglia works with the cerebellum and cerebral cortex to control voluntary movements, automatic movements, and eye movements. The hypothalamus controls motivated behaviors like eating, drinking, and sexual activity, and controls the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a pea-sized gland beneath the hypothalamus that controls growth and regulates other glands. The hippocampus is involved in learning and the storage of long-term memories. The amygdala influences aggression and fear, and corpus callosum is a large band of neural fibers connecting the two brain hemispheres and carrying messages between them.
The frontal lobe is involved in personality intelligence and voluntarily controls the muscles. The motor cortex controls voluntary movements and located at the rear of the frontal lobe. Parietal lobes process sensory information that has to do with taste, temperature, and touch. It's also involved in registering spatial location. The sensory cortex detects and interprets information on touch, temperature, pain, and pressure, and allows us to perceive the size, shape, and texture of an object via touch. Occipital lobes process and respond to visual stimuli, and the temporal lobe is involved in hearing, language, and processing memory. Broca's area is located in the frontal lobe near the motor cortex and is responsible for the areas of the face used for speaking. Wernicke's area is located in the temporal lobe.